Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. Today we have with us Sri T.R. Ramesh, President of Temple Worshipper Society, and we are going to talk to him about some developments in the case of temple protection movement. The case is now in the Supreme Court, and he is going to walk us through all the commissions and omissions, what should have been done, what is not being done, and so on and so forth. So, without further ado, let's welcome Sri T.R. Rameshji. Rameshji, namaskaram and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaskaram. Thank you, sir. Delighted to be with you again.
Sir, the pleasure is all ours. You are a warrior with some able Arjunas by your side, and you are really, doing what a big army it would take. It would take an army to do. Rameshji, indefatigable warrior. That's all I can tell you. Karma Yogi. Sir, can you just walk us through what is the context on this temple protection movement?
Okay. Generally, the context of temple protection movement is getting temples out of government control so that dharmic Hindus can run their religious institutions and charities as per their sampradaya, as per Hindu sampradaya, without government intervention. Today, what happens is government decides how the temple money would be spent. This has been going on for 6 decades or 7 decades now. And at least 15 states across India have their own laws which control, not regulate, which control Hindu religious endowments and charities. The right to profess, practice, and propagate, which is a fundamental right under Article 25, is seriously curtailed by government intervention. The Hindu is not able to profess his religion properly. He is definitely not able to practice it because of so many restrictions in the temples, interferences in the religious matters, and the way the budgets are cast, the way decisions are made. The practice is not free. And propagation is zilch, is zero. Whereas other religious groups and institutions are free to propagate their religion, even convert people to their religion. Hindu propagation is only on paper. And that's because even though vast properties have been endowed for Hindu religious institutions, the due income is not realized, and the due income or whatever part of it is realized is not utilized for temple purposes. Now, one of the major grievances of Hindu devotees is, number one, the interference in religious matters. Number two, the non-protection of temple properties and realizing the income therefrom, keeping them free from encroachments. Three, the government administration is reeking with the rank corruption, inefficiency. And four, importantly, is the non-protection of the heritage and antiquity of Hindu temples. If you take Tamil Nadu is the only state across the world, I would say, which has 400 ancient temples which are more than 1,000 years old. Nowhere in the world you will see such a concentration of millennium-year-old religious institutions, monuments, structures. Now, in the name of renovation, the Tamil Nadu government and its HR&CE department are wreaking havoc on these structures. They are altering the structures. They are building new modern structures. And they are doing everything that will destroy the antiquity and heritage of the temple because of their greed for contracts and contract money. This has been happening for too long. In 2015, the Honorable First Bench of the Madras High Court, then headed by Justice Kaul, who is now in the Supreme Court of India, they took up a suo motu case for the protection of heritage in Tamil Nadu, including the Mahabalipuram World Heritage Recognized Center, the Mahabalipuram caves, and seashore temples. Then HR&CE department, the department that controls the Hindu temples, was implicated in the case, and the matter was taken up by the Honorable First Bench in a big way. They went through the process of the conservation of temples, the so-called renovation, etc., and they found a lot of lacuna. And at one stage, the court ordered the inspection of renovation in 10 temples by a team of experts from the UNESCO. And UNESCO obliged, they came to Tamil Nadu, they went around these 10 temples and some more temples, and they gave a 300 plus page report meticulously crafted by the experts. The finding is telling. The HR&CE department is not qualified to do temple renovations in Tamil Nadu. They have neither the capacity nor the expertise. So they came up with this report, and they also recorded how the renovation work in many temples has caused damage to the heritage value. Subsequently, Justice Kaul got elevated
Yeah,
to the
stay there,
Supreme Court.
please. Page 6. Stay on page 6. Please go ahead, sir.
Subsequently, the then Chief Justice Justice Kaul got elevated to Supreme Court, but the case continued under the two efficient judges, Justice Mahadevan and Justice 𝙒𝙖𝙩𝙤𝙤𝙦. They conducted many hearings, and on 7th June 2021, they came with a 224-page report, order, in which they had given 75 directions. In 2016, I had filed a case stating that the Tamil Nadu HR&CE Act 1959 only calls for preservation and maintenance of temples. The word renovation does not find place at all. But the government in 1964 has framed rules through which they are doing renovations, which is the antithesis of preservation, which cannot be done. Preservation would mean keeping the settings as it is and maintaining it. And the best you can do is conservation. If there is a temple dilapidated, you can do restoration. Yes, the section says the preservation, maintenance, management, and improvement of the properties. The improvement of the properties would mean improving the structural stability of the property, not building something new. And if you see section 19 here, the preservation of the images of temple. As far as images are concerned, murals are concerned, the icons are concerned, they can be only preserved. They cannot be altered. There cannot be an introduction of a new icon or a new image, a new mural. So these are being prohibited. The HR&CE Act gives powers to the department to only preserve and maintain the structures. Whereas in the rules, they have gone ahead and said alteration, even melting of icons has been put up as something that can be done with the permission of the government and commissioner. So I had challenged this rules in 2016. My matter was also heard along with the suo motu writ petition. Subsequent to the June detailed order in the suo motu petition, my petition order was also given by the Honorable Bench, but they dismissed my petition, stating that everything has been, most of my grievances have been covered in the suo motu petition. They upheld the rules. They did not strike down the rules, even though the rules was glaringly against preservation. I had thought that the government would follow the directions given by the Honorable Bench and be careful in preserving and conserving the temple structures. But as if they got a license, they went on a construction spree. So many temples are being renovated now. Crores and crores of rupees are being spent in violation of heritage. So, feeling totally aggrieved, I filed a special leave petition before Honorable Supreme Court of India. If you see this chart, some of the rules have been given which is totally against the concept of preservation or conservation. Further, government itself had issued a order in September 2013 where they say any civil work that is carried out in an ancient temple, that is in a temple that is more than 100 years old, should be carried out as per the Venice Charter. The Venice Charter says the conservation would mean keeping the same settings. No new settings, colors, etc. would be allowed. But government in the last 7-8 months, the DMK government has gone on a spree of renovation using temple money, giving contracts to misfits, people who are not qualified conservationists. They are really harming the heritage. So I had no other choice. I moved a special leave petition against the dismissal of my petition by Madras High Court. I have prayed before the Honorable Supreme Court of India that the rules violate the section, they violate the concept of preservation, so they should be struck down. My arguing counsel, famous Hindu lawyer 𝙒𝙖𝙩𝙤𝙦, who is also the mentor for Indic Collective, of which I am the president, readily agreed to argue this case for me. He has such a fine understanding of the principles of conservation and preservation and the questions of law involved. And yesterday, before Supreme Court, he made a presentation of this case, and the honorable judges have now issued notice to the Tamil Nadu government. Tamil Nadu government will have to reply saying why my prayer should not be granted. So when the case comes for a fully fledged hearing, I'm sure 𝙒𝙗𝙑𝙬 would make a much more detailed presentation. He would showcase the UNESCO report. He would showcase the various evidences of shabby work done by HR&CE, the demolitions done by the HR&CE department in ancient temples. And we are hopeful of a good order from the Honorable Supreme Court.
One question, Rameshji, with this notice, does it also mean that they would have to stop doing all this renovation work until this is clarified, or that will continue to happen?
No. There is no stay order in this case. But if they are doing something really big and something that is going to harm the heritage and aesthetic values of the temple, we can move the Supreme Court again and ask for a particular stay. We can do that. We can very well do that. But at the moment, there is no stay order. But if you consider the law, any decision, any administrative decision that can be taken in a temple can be taken only by the Board of Trustees. Whereas trustees have not been appointed by the government in the last 11 years, they want to control every aspect of the temple administration. And so, including the civil works, only trustees can take a decision. If they move to make any changes, any big contracts involving temple structures, I will move either the Madras High Court or the Supreme Court and get a stay on this.
So at this point of time, there is not much we can do. Perhaps they'll continue to do some small changes, cosmetics here and there, but any big event, you will probably have to move quickly and stop that from happening.
I have to move quickly. For example, in 2018, one huge mandap in Madurai Meenakshi Sundareswar temple was destroyed due to fire because of the inefficiency of the HR&CE department. Fire engulfed the entire mandap, which had exquisite statuaries, and the mandap was destroyed. Now they want to construct a new mandap, which goes against the law. they failed to do a preservation, they can't create a new mandap. And for that, they are coming with a contract which is more than 10 crore rupee value. The Hindu devotees in Madurai and across Tamil Nadu and across the world have a duty to stop this nonsense. I'll be filing a appropriate petition before the High Court on this matter, because Madurai, the control of the HR&CE department got over on 13/12/1951. They are continuing in the temple by fraud. Plus, Madurai temple does not have trustees. There is only one fit person who has been continuing for more than 10 years. So, one illegality upon another is found in Madurai temple. We cannot allow such illegalities to continue.
And on top of all that, there is this case of the Vandiyur property, which is all owned by the Meenakshi Amman temple.
Exactly.
Which is
the job of the HR&CE department, the primary job of a validly appointed executive officer is only to protect the properties and realize the due income. He cannot interfere in the religious rituals. He cannot decide the consecration of the temple. He cannot appoint people. He cannot control the staff. These are powers non-existent. If you take section 45 subsection 2, the proviso in the HR&CE Act, it says only those powers that appertain to the properties of the temple can be given to the executive officer. But the executive officer is there in every ritual, is there inside the temple. He has no job inside the temple. He has to protect the properties. 50 acres in the middle of Madurai city, unimaginable value. They have not protected it for more than 4 or 5 decades. And they allowed a water body called 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙪𝙥𝙪 to be done away with, and they brought up a commercial complex in that water body. These are criminal activities in an ordinary sense also, and vis-a-vis a religious institution sense. So there are a lot of more battles to fight for Madurai temple alone. Madurai temple has 3,000 acres of forest land. The executive officer is not taking care to retrieve them. He is allowing the forest department to control those lands, even though the property belongs to the temple. There are so many failures, as you rightly put it. What they were supposed to do, they are not doing. What they are not supposed to do, they are doing. Commissions and omissions.
Ramesh, this whole concept about the government wanting to regulate only Hindu temples and charitable establishment and not the other religions, it kind of tells the whole world that it is a Hindu Rashtra, because it believes that it only can manage and take care of these properties. Then why is the secular brigade saying that India is secular? It is not. Free the temples, then we talk about secularism.
For all this logic, secular brigade is so afraid of temples coming out of government control. The
Who knows how many of
brigade
them are sitting on what boards? Yeah.
They should actually welcome it, but they are so afraid of temples coming out of government control, or the structures going to ASI, or even temples which are not under government control, they should be brought under government control. That's what they say. Like the Chidambaram temple, which is managed by the Pudhu-Dikshitas. The secular brigades, the so-called secular brigade within quotes, they want a special act to take over that temple. Why? How can you call yourself secular if you say all these things? That's the question that comes to our mind.
Ramesh, let us talk a little bit about temple worshipper society. I can tell you, Ramesh, that almost in every temple town, there are at least 100 to 200 government officers who are probably taken voluntary retirement or retired, but they're very healthy. I'm just trying to reach out to them because they understand law, and they don't get, they don't get intimidated by some government official. They themselves could have been in government. You've been trying to get, volunteers to come and form this temple worshipper society so that whenever they are at the temple, they can do some of the tasks, such as making sure that mismanagement is not happening, or being ready in case the court passes an order saying that yes, some body is going to come and establish the trustees in the correct way. You've been doing some work on this, so perhaps you can share that information. You've been working with some temples, some villages. Please share with our viewers where things stand now.
Last year, a movement called 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗𝘗 was started. That is a temple protection movement was started. 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗𝘗 is now 4,000 members strong across Tamil Nadu.
Wow.
Yeah, like small towns and big villages, they have members, and they have designed it such a way that the membership group will be around each local temple. Now, 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗𝘗 is growing quite big. They have also filed two public interest litigation in the matter of temples, and they're also getting the public awareness. They are driving the awareness among the Hindus to say you do apply for trusteeship of temples in your area.
Yes.
They are distributing the forms. They are saying, let not leave it to the government to appoint trustees. Let us volunteer and come and say, I have the qualifications to be a trustee of a temple. Government should consider me, the government authorities. They cannot arbitrarily appoint trustees. In fact, in the trustee appointment case, 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗𝘗 has moved a public interest litigation saying the form is all wrong, the denominations are not covered, the right qualifications are not covered, recast the form, application form. And government had to do that. 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗𝘗 is also bringing awareness on how the temples are being managed. Now they have started a news broadcast on temples. They plan to do it every 2 days. Right now, they are doing once in 4 days or something like that. And they are very current on the topics. They plan to get 50,000 members soon, within a matter of a year. And anything to do with the temple or any major news, they plan to broadcast it immediately to the 50,000 people, so that people come to know what is good is happening regarding temples, what is bad is happening regarding temples, and appropriately they can react to it. So, Temple Worshipper Society is a lean, mean organization which is focusing on the legal aspects, legal awareness, legal initiatives, and general awareness. Whereas 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗𝘗𝘗 is an on-the-ground activity organization, where if for example, in a festival, the proper procedure is not followed, 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗𝘗 members will be there in 50s or 100s and will question the authorities as to why this violation is happening. They'll be there in person to do a dharna if necessary, or question the authorities, or get the things corrected. That way, 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗𝘗 will be powerful. Tomorrow, it will be a very powerful umbrella, which can even decide Hindu votes.
No, that is where it needs to get. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
Well, after DMK coming to power, a lot of these anti-Hindus are spitting more venom than ever. So Hindus have to show them their places. Hindus have to realize that their corporations, their companies should not contribute towards non-Hindu purposes. Each company has this corporate social responsibility. It's called CSR. But if you find every corporate, the decision is usually taken by a crypto or an anti-Hindu, where the funds should be going.
I'm glad you brought it up.
So Hindus should be aware as to who is who. Earlier, the names would reveal that so-and-so person belongs to so-and-so religion. In Christianity, now it is really blurred. They are having all Hindu names, all Indian names, but they are outright Christians, and many of them anti-Hindus. So we have to be very, very careful where the Hindu money is going, where the corporate money is going, to whom we should donate. I was other day shocked to see a RSS magazine and a website hosting an advertisement from World Vision.
Oh my goodness, the Bible.
Yes. People think they donate to World Vision, they are saving a child. No, they are getting a child converted to Christianity. Ultimately, that's what it comes to. And I was shocked to see that RSS website is giving that advertisement. In fact, I wanted to take a screenshot and put it on Twitter, but somehow I missed it.
Ramesh ji, let me clarify a little bit. It depends upon how they are allowing ads to, present themselves on their website. If it is like Google AdSense and Google decides what to put, so they may be kind of loosely interpreting temple, church. What is the difference? Something like that. I don't know.
It could be that. It could be that, but we have to be extra careful.
Yes. I completely agree.
Or maybe World Vision is aggressively pushing
Yes,
to
possible.
come in this website also. We do not know.
Possible. Absolutely possible, sir. So I have a
Because
last minute. Go
in
ahead, sir.
India, World Vision does not say it's a Christian organization in its outwardly in the advertisements. You have to go in their website and go further deep to find out they are a Christian organization. Whereas in the US, the thing they say is we are a Christian organization in the ads or in the website.
Of course. In our last hangout, Ramesh ji, you had mentioned that Mr. Tol Tirumavalavan happens to be a Christian. If he's a Christian, then he cannot be sitting or standing for election in an SC constituency, reserved constituency.
No, I didn't say he was a Christian, but he is pro-Christian, obviously. He is spewing venom against the Hindu religion, Hindu temples. He even said Hindu temples have to be demolished. Sometimes he says, I am more a Muslim than a Hindu. But before the election commission, he will declare himself to be a Hindu. Some time ago, I had a TV debate in which his party man had come. And when I mentioned that he had come to Chidambaram temple and signed the visitor's book, the party man started objecting heavily. He said, why are you bringing his name to sing? I said, are you ashamed that he came to a Hindu temple? Or are you saying he's not a Hindu? Then the party person said, no, he's a Hindu. I got him cornered. So they are outwardly showing themselves to be Christians, but in the declaration, they will say we are Hindus. And for election commission, that's what matters.
Ramesh ji, I'm reminded of a joke when I was growing up. There will be a school and the inspector will come to see how the school is functioning. And he comes to a classroom and this is like grade 5 or grade 6. He asks the children, what is the shape of the world? And nobody is able to answer this question. So the teacher who's sitting on his table quietly takes out his snuff box. And it is round, and he kind of, touches it and shows it to the brightest kid in the class. So the inspector is looking, is anyone going to answer this question? And this guy's hand shoots up. So the kid stands up and says, yes, I know the shape of the world. So then the inspector says, what is it? Sir, it is round on weekdays and square on Sundays.
How is that on Sundays?
So this is what I'm reminded of when these people try to avail of the SC
their
benefits.
Christians are every day except election day.
Yes.
Or nomination filing day.
Well, people should have shame. People should have at least some conscience. But then these people mortgage all these first before they get into politics. That is the world we live in.
Corollarily, what we need Hindu awareness.
Yes.
Every Hindu voter needs to know who is who and why is he talking like this. So they need to know that. And we are also having this Dravidian model government going on now, which is totally opposed to our Bharatiya model or Sanatana Dharma. They openly say we are against Sanatana Dharma. I don't know if Election Commission should put up with that. If they speak something against a particular religion, and Sanatana Dharma is our religion, I think Election Commission should take action.
Well, there are lots of things the Election Commission should be weighing in, especially things like, the call for Brahmin genocide by one of their spokespersons, and then
Yes.
that is being echoed by DK. Then another, I don't want to call any names here. Another one says that you should, he calls the minority communities and says you should all unite and ask for another partition. And then when put on the spot, walks it back. He's supposed to be an intellectual under red corner notice from the FBI. You have all kind of lumpens, sir.
This
But
government will jump quickly to create a case, non-existent case, on Karthik Gopinath. But on these anti-nationals, on these saboteurs, they will keep quiet. They will not arrest them. In fact, they will protect them. This is how this VDL-RC is going on. This Dravidian model government is going on. It is we Hindus who have to be alert and proactive.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Rameshji, and thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to share with us what is happening in this case. Viewers, please show us your appreciation. Please like this video and also like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Please also click on the bell button for notifications. And if you like this presentation, join Temple Worshipper Society, 𝙒𝙗𝙤𝙤𝙤 organization, and the information is there on the. It's on Temple. Sir, you want to give a data on where they can find more information about 𝙒𝙗𝙤𝙤 website?
𝙒𝙗𝙤𝙤, they can just have to Google it.
Okay.
They will find it in Facebook and other things. We will create that link to join 𝙒𝙗𝙤𝙤, download the form, and we'll share it with you very soon.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And we'll put it on the video in the description
Namaskar.
section. Namaskaram. Namaskaram.
Namaskar.